I wanted to make a live today to talk to y'all. It's been a while since I got on. I've been trying to, get things together. So I kind of been neglecting my YouTube, and I don't feel right about that. But with that being said, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. I was, spending some time with God, and I was just thinking about life in general, like stuff that that we go through, like stuff that we just hey girl. But yeah, I was telling my live that I wanted to get on here and make a live and just talk about life, talk about God, talk about relationships. And I want to do no videos, so no distractions, or just whatever. But basically, I'm glad you're on here so you can listen. It's gonna be about stuff that we all can relate to. So first of all, when it comes to our relationship with God, it is so important. It's like you, and I'm not gonna say you, I'm gonna say we. I'm gonna include myself. Like we get so caught up in life and things that, you know, they distract us. We get so caught up in life and distractions, whether it's trying to make ends meet, trying to please somebody that you're in a relationship with, a family member that you're trying to get along with, or a job that you're trying to stay in good standings with, a vehicle that you're trying to keep up on your payments on, right? It's just, there's always something that's there to distract us. And we have to acknowledge that. We have to realize that distractions, they play a part in us going the wrong way. They play a part in us being disconnected from God. Distractions play a part in how we see ourselves. Like, although, we don't mention that word a lot, it is it's like, I would say the word distraction, it's so big. It's like, you have to, like I said before, you have to acknowledge that there are things in life that will distract you, that will like it will distract you from spending time with God. It is very important to spend time with God. You don't want to become so distracted that things are going on around you and you can't even realize it. You can't even realize what's taking place, like, because we get so distracted. Oh, my screen is black because I was like, I always like do videos and stuff, but today I was just like, I'm not going to do a video. I'm just going to talk. Like, and if it's for you, it's for you. If you can't take not having a black screen, can you please show yourself? Listen, I'm not even dressed. I don't even have, like, I feel like it's inappropriate to say this, but I'm in my house. I don't even have like a top on. Like, I'm comfortable. I had a long day. I just wanted to come home and be comfortable. Like, I'm chilling, y'all. So I'm just doing a black screen. If it's too much for you, just I'm not going to be rude and say go away, because I would love for y'all to stay. But sometimes we don't need to see. We just need to hear, because at the end of the day, when you're going through life, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's distractions. You want to look at something and you want to see something, but like, that's what's wrong with us. Like, we can't see God, right? But we got to be able to feel Him and hear Him. So y'all got to be able to listen to someone speak without seeing exactly. You could go to my page and see me, right? But today you're just not, and that's okay, because I have something to say, and I don't want to be distracted, and I don't want y'all being distracted. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about distractions. Like, life will have you distracted, okay? And you want to be careful with that. Like, women love to get on here and they love to show everything. Y'all men, y'all want to see, but y'all have to be careful with what you want to see. Like, right? You be careful with that. Only thing we should be wanting to see is good things, light, and God, right? But unfortunately, life is going to show you a whole bunch of bad stuff. Okay, so you're you'll miss it because you're so busy wanting to see. You want to see. I want to see. I want to see, and it's like, we need to focus on seeing God, right? This whole video, literally, that's what I was saying in the beginning. Like, I'm talking about, life, relationships, connections, everything. And then I started off with distractions. And, somebody came in like, somebody came in. Okay, right. So, look, easily said, you want to go into something else because someone, it's like I said, it derailed you, distracted you. But as far as like your relationships and your connections and all of that, you want to make sure that you're not distracted by those things and falling away from God. Everything is going on around us, but it's like when you're a believer, you really believe in God, you have to hone in on that relationship. There's no other relationship that's more important than you and God's relationship because it's number one. And it's like if you don't have number one down packed and together, you're going to fold in every other relationship, whether you realize it or not. You could blame other people, you could say it was them, and some people are accountable, right? Some people, a woman's beauty is not bad to see. You're right, Gabriel. But what I'm trying to say is today I'm in my house chilling. Like I said before, I don't even have a top on. And I had a long day. It's okay for me to be at home and not have a top on. Right. So, and I feel like that's not important. What's important is my words, my heart towards it all. Right. So, like I said, if you want to see me, you can go see me. Matter of fact, go to my shorts and listen to my song that's on there and listen to my other videos about life and stuff. You'll be able to see me. I'm up there. I don't always make no screen videos. Okay. I'm always up on my screen. But today I just felt like I'm chilling and I'm thinking about life and I'm thinking about what's going on. Right. So what I'm trying to say is like, it's important for us not to be distracted. It's important for us to focus on God and focus on life. And as far as the men, y'all get so wrapped up in these women and what y'all need, what y'all want to see and what y'all want to do. And as far as the women, we get so wrapped up in pleasing the men and trying to look a certain way all the time. That's a distraction. That's too much pressure. You don't need that. Like if you're an individual who is, okay, should have been blacked out. These comments from literally, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, you're that, and I'm happy to see you myself destroyed between. But anyway, so it's pretty much like this is what's wrong with the world. Like everybody wants to see, and then from them seeing they want to do, right? Or from them seeing they get a thought and then they do. But all of the doing and seeing is so out of God's way. Like nobody is going God's way. Everybody's going the way of the world. And it's just weighing on me to just make this video, like, and whoever listens, whoever stays to listen, or whoever finds the video, comes back to it and finds the video, this is for you. I'm telling you, like, do not be so distracted into what the world is doing. Your life will go past you and you'll realize that I live for everybody else and I did not live for God. I lived to do what the world was doing, but I did not live to do what God wanted me to do. That's not legit. That's not legit. Like we have to look towards the Lord and figure out what God wants for us. You're not going to be able to see God if you don't seek him out. Just like y'all seek out women, just like y'all seek out clothes and y'all seek out men. Y'all go to the club looking for the men. Y'all look for a man to do this. Y'all look for a man to do that. And y'all look for men. Y'all look for women to do this. Y'all look for women to do that. But nobody's looking for God to do anything. And I mean, as far as change your character, not to give you material things, not to put you somewhere so you can feel like you're better than everybody, right? I'm literally talking about you spending time with God and you looking to God for everything. You are and I'm not gonna say you, we are supposed to look to God for everything. We are supposed to have obedience and we're supposed to have strength to tell the world no and to shut it out and not to even want to look at it. If you have to be real with yourself, if it's too much for you, just don't look at it. If you can't get on Facebook without wanting to have sex, just don't look at it. If you can't, you get what I'm saying? If you can't scroll through YouTube without without your, without you thinking, oh, I need to find me a man to pay all my bills, saying to the women, or if you can't scroll through YouTube without thinking men ain't ish, you feel what I'm saying? Maybe you just don't need to be on YouTube. You have to be real with yourself. You have to pay attention to your thoughts, and then you have to be real with yourself. Okay, this is a little bit too much for me. I'm just not going. I'm just not going to do that. Right? There's no, oh, well, I'll just keep doing it and keep doing it. Then you're not realizing that you're so far down in a ditch that you're going to have to call God to get you out, right? You're going to have to call God. But God don't want us to get to that point. He does not want us to get to a point of feeling like, dang, how did I get here? He wants us to avoid certain things. Yeah, there's sin. Yeah, we're going to mess up, right? But there's certain mess ups that we could literally avoid if we would just see God out, right? There's certain mess ups that we can avoid. Then there's some that we can't avoid. And that's how God gives us grace, right? So by me saying that, I'm trying to make it all connect on be careful with distractions. Okay? Be careful with connections. Okay? Because they get you jammed up and they make you so far away from God. And that feeling does not feel good. I've been there. Currently, I'm not there. But that doesn't make me better than y'all. That just makes me be able to be relatable and talk, right? And I'm not on a high horse. Because if I was, I would be in the screen all dolled up, right? And making people feed my ego, right? But I'm not doing that. I don't need none of that. I literally care about y'all souls, right? I literally care about how, people are going down a crazy path because they're following the world. The world is wrong. Okay? What the world is doing, what the world is doing, like, we shouldn't really want no parts of it. If you say, oh, I'm a good person, if you feel like, oh, if somebody needed you, you would be there for them. If you feel like, you got somebody's back, you feel like you hold somebody down, right? Why do you want to follow the world? The world is wicked. Why are you doing what the world is doing then? If you say you're a good person, why are you imitating the world? Why are you wearing what they're wearing? Why are you talking like they talking, saying slogans like they say? So, oh, it's given, right? Why is everybody talking the same? Why is everybody doing the same stuff? It's like robots, like puppets. And God don't want that for us. God don't want us to be puppets where we got strings on us and we're doing everything that, everything that the world is doing, right? So if you say you're a good person, you got to live up to that. You got to be that. You got to be a good person then and pull back from the world. So you can stand out and you could be the one that's making a change. I said something like that to somebody, and this person is a rapper, and he was like, what? I can't save the whole world, right? And it's like, I'm sorry, I was trying to read something, but it's like, they was like, I can't save the whole world. And I'm like, God don't want you to save the whole world. But if you can get one person, if you could get a group of people, the same group of people that you got is going to go take what you gave them and do it to some other people. And then the cycle goes on, right? But if you can't even get your relationship with God down pat, you're not going to live up to your true self. You're not going to reach your highest potential. We can only do so much in our human form, right? So we access God to get like some type of, and I'm not being funny when I say this, y'all. Look, I swear I'm not. It's going to seem so weird. You might think I'm corny, but it's like we get some type of superpowers. I promise you. Things that used to affect you won't affect you. Things that people used to say that, you like, you want to prove a point. You like, yeah, whatever, right? There's so much stuff, situation that you normally will walk away from. You want to stay so you can help that person. You're like, okay, let me be kind to them instead of cussing them out, right? So do not get distracted in the worldly things and forget your relationship with God. You cannot say that I believe and then that's just it. Oh, I believe in God. That's not it. It's what comes with that. Your character, what you thinking, what you're doing when nobody's looking. All of your integrity circled up in one. What are you doing? If someone drops some money, would you give it back to them or would you act like they didn't do it? Right? Where's your faith at? If everything's stacked against you and things look like it's crazy, are you going to curse God? Are you going to say, God, I trust you. Although this doesn't feel good, you can be real. Are you going to say that? Or are you going to say, God don't love me. He ain't here for me, right? Or you gonna curse him. What you gonna do when all your family turn on you and you don't got nobody? You gonna go do bad stuff, or you gonna still praise God and worship Him until God send you new family or mend your broken family? What you gonna do? All this plays a part. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when someone makes you feel so low to the ground? You gonna puff up and let them know you're not low, or you gonna just let that ride and pray for that person and let God take care of them, right? What you gonna do? This is what it all comes down to. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when you figure out that you can't go a day without God? You gonna put that work in? You gonna put that work in, or you gonna stay distracted? We have to be careful with distractions, y'all. And like I said, distractions can do many things to your life, and you will never know because you're distracted. You're distracted. Pay attention, focus on God so you can reach your highest potential while you are alive and here on this earth. Pay attention to God. People are coming in and out of this live, right? And it's a black screen, so I know I'm gonna have people come and I know I'm gonna have people go because the world is about seeing, right? My thing is this: you cannot physically see God. It's a spiritual thing, okay? It's a spiritual thing to see God. You're not going to see everything, and that's why I like I said, I'm chilling today. I decided I'm not going to be on here having people saying all types of stuff to me. Oh, people, it's a lustful world. I don't want that on me. I don't want nobody doing that on me. I don't want none of it. Like, I'm not that type of girl. I want to touch people's hearts and people's souls. Okay. If you have the attention span to listen, listen. If you don't, video proven distraction. It's like people want to be distracted. People want to be distracted. Why? So you don't got to focus on what's bothering you. So you don't have to focus on your pain. So you don't have to focus on you feeling less than when you're really not. That's just the devil playing with you, right? Why? Because you don't want to focus on the bills that you got to pay. Trust God. Figure out a way, figure out a way. I know I'm saying it like it's easy, but that thought to trust God is easy. Following through with it, that's the hard part. But it can be done and it should be done. It has the most benefit thing that you'll ever have in your entire life if you trust God. So, like I said in the beginning, distractions play a major part in how your life is going to go. You being distracted from spending time with God plays a major part in how your life is going to go. You focusing, it plays a major part in you even wanting God. Do not say you just believe and you are not seeking out God. I don't want to hear nobody saying they don't believe in the Bible because man wrote it. Man made everything that we got going on here as far as our phones, cars, get everything, gas, the house. They build the houses. Y'all trust the house. You walk on your floor. You trust you're not going to fall through your floor. Do you know a man made that? You know God gave a man that skill and he made that house. So I don't want to hear that y'all don't believe in your Bible because man wrote it. That's a cop out. That's a cop out to not be held accountable. But where we're at with it, that cop out season and that unaccountability is over. God is ready to hold us all accountable. You hear what I'm saying? Do y'all hear what I'm saying to y'all? He's ready to hold us all accountable. And then even had people like me who didn't bump their heads and learn. Sometimes I learned easy, sometimes I learned the hard way, right? But he saved me. He saved me for a time so I could come on and let other people know, so I could meet people and let them know, so I could let y'all know. And then after you hear it, if you stay, because you might go, right? People don't have the attention span. If it's nothing, catching their attention, I know they go, but it's okay. The people who's supposed to hear it, they will follow through. And if you made it to here, God bless you, okay? God bless you. Maybe it was just for you, okay? But what I'm trying to say is that God is in a place where he's holding us accountable and he's making so many ways for us to get this information. And if we don't take it and receive it and apply it, After that, if you're his child, it comes something else. And I don't want to say it because I'm not God, but this is what I'm feeling in my spirit, right? So this is why I made the video. If you love a child and your child keeps cutting up and acting out, you're going to give them chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. And then you realize I have to chastise them. Because not because I hate them, not because I want them to die, not because it's literally everything opposite of that. Because he loves you, because they want you to live, they want you to be safe, and they want you to learn. But then they also want you to know that you can't play with me like that. And that's the same with God. You can't play with God like that. We can't play with God like that. We can't do that to him. We say we believe. You be better off just not saying that you don't believe. Don't even talk about it. Don't even bring it up. Because that's half stepping, right? We gotta get better. We gotta get better than this, y'all, because our potential is crazy. He created us to be amazing beings and to be like pulling our power from him and being good people. Pulling our power from him, being good people. Pull your power from God, be a good person. Pull your power from God, be a good person. The minute you do not pull your power from God, you're doing something that you can't believe you did. You're thinking something that you can't believe you thought. You thinking, doing, speaking something that you ain't had no business saying. And I myself have done that. And it doesn't feel good when you come up out of it like, I shouldn't have said that. Like, it's not what God wants for me. I shouldn't have said that. Because people will, and this ain't a cuss word, people will piss you off. But then you have to realize that they're not in God. That's why they're able to play that part. The devil's using them all day long. Both sides are looking for who can they use, good and bad. What side are you on? What side's going to use you today? What side's going to use you tomorrow? Or are you going to be distracted and be in between? You're going to be bad some days, good some days. Bad some days, good some days. All because you're distracted from God and you can't even spend that time with him and read your word and pray and repent. You know, do a little fast, right? Something to let your flesh know I'm running the show. Me and God's running the show. You're not going to just lead me into destruction because our flesh is treacherous. Why would the Bible say the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak? Why would the Bible say that? You can have every intention in your head to do right, and then you mess up and do something, and you literally will say to yourself, why did I do that? What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Why would I do that? Because the spirit is willing, meaning your spirit man was connected to God. When you put that time in, it gets stronger and stronger, and then your flesh. But if you're not putting that time in with God, your flesh is running the show. And if your flesh is treacherous, you're gonna do something treacherous. Even if you don't do nothing, but you're in traffic cussing everybody out on your way to work. Oh my God, the angels is hearing you. Okay. And I've been there before too. So regardless of anything, we have to acknowledge that this shell that we in is against God anyway. It's against God. It's against what he got going on, what he want for us, right? So we have to acknowledge that too. Then we have to realize that the world is going haywire. We don't want no parts of it. Don't be distracted by it. Don't do what they're doing. They say do this, you do that. They say go left, you go right, because y'all wild. Y'all wilding. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I might make another one in the next couple minutes because I just want to do a little break in between, and I want to make sure that I'm hitting every point that some stuff was just deposited into me. And I'm saying here, and you know, when you have a long day, you just spend time with God, and you think about, you recap everything, and you might recap stuff from a couple days ago or who you interact with, and it's just like, y'all, this distraction stuff come out of nowhere, and we gotta be careful with it. You gotta focus, hone in, wide and narrow. You gonna take the narrow path or you gonna take the wide path? Broad, huge, meaning you can do anything. Narrow, you gotta look straight ahead, go straight ahead. Don't turn left, don't turn right. Don't turn left, don't turn right. You walking with God, don't look left, don't look right. Look straight ahead. Look at God. Look at God. It'll be something on the side of you, something on this side of you. Left side of you, right side of you. For the men, it's women, it's money. That gives y'all power. That's what make y'all feel like something. But it's like, no, you're supposed to draw from God for that feeling as a man. You're supposed to pull that from God. You're not supposed to pull it from women. You're not supposed to pull it from having money. And I can't be mad at y'all because that's how the world lands y'all up, which is used to distract y'all from doing God's plan for your life, right? Women, it's jewelry. It's men too, jewelry too. It's jewelry. It's material things. It's right, and that comes with bags, wigs, nails, all types of stuff to make you feel like something, to make you feel, that you're up there. That's the way of the world. That's not from God. Yes, you can accumulate these things from being blessed, but if you live for these things, you're distracted. You're distracted. You're out of line. If you're looking to just accumulate material things to feel like something, that's a distraction. But like I said, I want to do a video. I want to do a live, no video, no distractions for y'all. Just hear me out. Like I said, I know people gonna come and go because how the world is, people gotta see stuff. That's why they're having a problem with seeing God. It says you gotta become like a child to see God. You know how a kid is. They wake up happy. Like, unless it's too early for school, they might be grouchy. But after that, they get rolling. They're happy. You do something to them, they let it go. Like, they let it go. They're happy. They're always looking for good stuff. Unless, something scared them and they might remember that, like, oh, there was a spider there, but it's so small. Like, it's nothing big, like how adults are. God said, you can't become like a child and not like immature. I mean, just their nature. They're happy, they're joyous, they're forgiving, they have mercy. Unless someone teaches them otherwise. But you can't become like a child. It's gonna be hard for you to see God. It's gonna be hard for you to see God. It's not a physical being, it's spiritual, but he's everywhere. I promise you, God is everywhere and everything. He got his hands in everything of your life, but we're missing him because we're distracted. We're distracted. We're missing God because we're distracted. We're folding on a relationship because we're distracted. I hope y'all have a good night. I'll probably be making another video in about 10 to 20 minutes. And the topic might be the same, or we might be on something else. I hope you have a good day. Love you. Come back soon.